2016 election madness has begun. May God have mercy on all our souls.
A Bloomberg national poll shows 58% of Republicans and independents would consider supporting Senator Rand Paul in the GOP primaries. Rand, who announced his presidential bid last week, is the current forerunner of the Republican Party. At least 50% of the same voters who praised Rand expressed interest in supporting 5 other aspiring candidates, including Mike Huckabee, Rick Perry, and Mark Rubio, signaling a potentially lengthy nomination battle.
All right, so we just did a previous segment where I was defending Rand Paul a little bit. It sounds like he's in the front at the moment, but when you hear all this stuff and you watch those names, Huckabee, like, doesn't it all, it seems like a time warp. Doesn't it seem like these guys all exist in a time warp? Marco Rubio, he's younger, Latino, people seem to dig him, but the rest of them, it just seems like dinosaurs being dug out from Republican graves.
Yeah, and it also speaks to the fact that I think I mentioned in an earlier segment that being a politician is not about your principles or what you stand for. It really, or at least not a successful one.
Right.
Being a successful is a likability thing. It's people liking you. And the fact is, there isn't a really strong Republican candidate right now that's
not likable.
They're not likable. So that's why you're seeing all of this kind of fracturing within the party of maybe this guy, or I could vote for this guy, or this guy, or this guy, because none of them really embody all of the characteristics that I think voters want to believe. Oh, this guy can take us and do something different, or this person can do something different for us. And they're like,
So we sort of want Jesus, right? Like, that's what we seem to really want, is this, like when Obama ran the first time, it was like he was everything. Everyone thought he was unbelievable. I know 40-something% didn't. But like, it felt like there was this incredible feeling, like this is the second coming. And yes, we can, hope and change. But do we not really need that? Do we actually need someone that maybe isn't likable but actually wants to hardcore govern and know his shit inside out and all that?
Yeah, I highly doubt that the American public would ever vote for somebody they didn't like. Yeah. I feel like that's at the forefront of everyone's mind. Like, oh, are they cool?
Yeah.
You know, like Republicans, can I have a beer with them? If they can, then cool. Then they're going to vote for
So
them.
then is that why this country is totally screwed? That we get more obsessed, like this week, with Hillary having Chipotle. And did you see the video? There were literally like dozens of reporters chasing her into Chipotle, and everybody was doing articles on what did she order. It was a chicken bowl. Like, that actually is more important than what her views on foreign policy are or whatever.
Exactly. I think that I answered your question midway through. I went, that's the problem. And it's also the problem that a lot of people, especially the younger generation, don't actively take a role in making sure that the direction that the government is shaped in. Because now it's like the entertainment industry. It's a bunch of 60 and 70-year-old dudes all, jacking their dicks and saying how great they are, and it's the same ideas that keep getting circulated.
Is this like the sort of catch-22 of social media also? That, like, I love how it connects everybody and people know more, and if there's a revolution in Egypt, we can know about it. And then at the same token, like, our politicians all feel like they have to be on Snapchat and Instagram and doing all the right things, and it just makes it that much faker.
Yeah, it does seem very superficial, but to not utilize social media would be very stupid.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's important in making change and spreading awareness, et cetera.
How much can you guys talk about polls before? Like, we're 22 months out, and I know the media's going crazy. I'm in that world. My Twitter stream, just in this week, because of Rubio and Rand and Hillary, like, I see it already changing. We're already talking about 2 years in the future instead of talking about now, which I think, that's kind of dangerous, don't you think? That we stop focusing on, there's still 2 years of this guy. And 2 years of things that are happening now.
Yes, but at the same time, it's the problem and the benefit of living in kind of an instantaneous, instant coffee type world where, this news comes in and it's all your attention goes on to that full throttle for the entire day and a half. And then, oh my God, this caught my attention and I'm now over here. So it's reflective of that world, and everybody wants to explode things out, and news stories, because there's so many sources for news, they have to make things into news. That's why Chipotle is no news. And you're like, why am I watching this? I don't even know why I care. Because it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But I think it's the way we consume information now, so it's just reflective of that. But I do think you can always find something that is, this is the flaw with this and the flaw with that. I think at the end of the day, people just have to, like you said, stop looking so much on how pretty or how cool or how down to earth the person seems, and think about their policies and how that will affect not only you personally, but the people you care about and the policies that you care about in your country. Otherwise, you're fucked.
I'll try to spin this positive. Is something good actually happening here where we're getting these nonsensical Chipotle things, and they said Rand Paul fights with women because he had one interview that was a little whatever, that we're getting that stuff out now, so maybe as we get a little closer to the election, it could actually be about real do you think that's actually possible? Probably not,
no.
right?
Because,
Just no.
I mean, I remember at the last election, we were still talking about binders of women and ridiculous things that no one really cares about. People like to focus on the silly little things, which is okay as long as at the end of the day you're not voting based off of that.
Do you have a binder of women? Let us know in the comments right down below.